I'm about to do everything, and I mean everything in my power to not make this video too long, condescending, or try to be offensive at all in the least, but I'm gonna try. Please, Lord, help me. Concerning the FDA's approval, newfound approval, no, in no way does it give me any more reassurance, confidence, or faith in this medication. None. For what reason? There aren't enough credentials that exist in the universe from anyone that will make me doubt my common sense and rationale. If this was working, then the people who take it wouldn't need the people who didn't take it to take it. And even in the cases where the people who have taken it are only around other people who have taken it, they've still contracted it. So you can't, I don't care if you got an MD, PhD, OD, you can have all the D's in the whole alphabet. You're not going to make me be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. No, because it doesn't. You know what will give me confidence in it, in the medication? Here's what will give me confidence. When the people who have taken it can't contract it. When the people who have taken it can't spread it. When the people who have taken it can't die from it. And when there aren't breakthrough cases from the people who have taken it, adverse reactions from one person here and there, and they still have yet to admit that the deaths that have come from it have come from it. They just investigate them. They just look into them, and then you never hear about them again. They haven't admitted one single death has come from this medication. Not one. And we know that at least one has come from it. Definitely, obviously more. But at least one has come from it. At least one. And to all the professionals, why don't the professionals who oppose the medication, why don't they get commercials? Where are they at? Why can't we hear from them? Why do they get like a 30-second segment on CNN or ABC or something, and then we just never hear from them? They're just going in the wind. We only hear from the people who are pro medication. We don't hear from the professionals who are against it, as if their medical and professional opinions don't matter because they oppose it. Why is that? There's no other reason to get this medication, from what I can plainly see, other than fear of some sort or something, fear of being let go from your job, fear from being ostracized, fear from being judged, fear from some type of fear. What your family will think about you, what your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend will think about you, some type of fear, and or greed from the incentives that they're offering, which are unheard of. How do you offer people weapons to get a medication? That doesn't make sense. How do you offer inmates conjugal visits if they get a medication? What? How are all these cities and states or whatever that were previously so broke just come up with millions of dollars to give out for people to get a medication? How is that possible? When has it ever happened? I don't have a medical degree. I don't even have a graduate degree. But I do have rationale and common sense, and you're not going to just tell me anything. So like I said, the only reason that I can see for anyone to get this medication is because they're fearful of something or greedy, They want the hope, the chance. They want the scholarship. They want the free cruise, the whatever they offering, all the stuff that they offering. But those are two traits as a son of the Most High that I do not have: fear or greed. So you can't talk me out of my rationale. I don't care what your medical background is, because there are other people who have just as much medical credentials that oppose what the people who are pro-medication are saying. Why don't they get any screen time? Where they at? Why can't we hear from them? Where are they commercials? They don't have any. And there's a reason why. And then every time that they say, if you do this, this will happen, it doesn't happen. Remember, once we got the medication, it was only going to be a certain amount of time, and then it was going to be, and it was slow, but now since everybody didn't get it, we're back up. Israel was one of the most medicated nations in the entire world, mandating it even. And guess who saw one of the highest and sharpest, fastest increases in new cases? It's being proven. You're seeing it. Everybody is watching it in live, in real time. That is not working. And all the fearful are like, you need to get it, so I don't get it. Even though your friend who got it and you got it, and y'all the only two that been around each other, y'all both got it and gave it to each other. And you're not going to tell me anything. You're not. That's never ever going to be the case. You're not going to make me get nothing. I don't care what you threaten me with, or my son. Because I love the Lord with all my heart. But anything that threatens his livelihood, I'm going to have to ask the Lord to forgive me for. I can't work here no more if I get, okay, that's fine. No problem. McDonald's even hiring for $75,000 an hour now. Don't nobody want to work. But please think, the FDA, y'all trust in the FDA. How many billions are probably, it got to be at least, I know it's been tens of billions, but it might be over all the years and all the cases, the FDA might have been sued for trillions of dollars. And speaking of suing, why is it that if you have an adverse reaction or a breakthrough case, the pharmaceutical companies, the government, nobody's at fault? You can't sue anybody. You can't bring up a case. And for every story of someone who died or got sicker because they didn't get the medication, there's another one of a family who asked, pleaded, influenced someone in their family to get it and regretted it because that person has either died, even though no one dies from this medication, or has had some severe reactions. There's video of people going into pharmacies, getting the medication, and coming out on stretchers. Why is that not? Why are they not talking about that? Oh, all you hear about is, if you hear about it, all they'll say is, the most they'll admit to is, we're looking into it. Okay. When y'all gonna look into how the people who are taking the medication are still coming up positive, are still contracting it, still spreading it, and still dying from it? When is that? When y'all gonna get to that conclusion? And how first it was just the regular one, then it was Delta, then it was Lambda. I just read, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, they got 22 out now. I don't know how they skipped 20 and 21, but 22 is out now. So what, they just somewhere in a basement trying to perfect the recipe? What? You're not going to tell me any. And some of the people who I ain't going to say I looked up to, but admired. I still admire some. I still admire them, I'm not going to say that. But are like, how y'all being talked out of your rationale? How? When the evidence is clear to see, all the people who are getting it, it's not changing anything. All they keep saying is everybody else needs to get it. For what? What is it going to do for everybody else if it's not doing it for the people who already have? That doesn't make any sense. How are you being talked out of your rationale? How are you being talked out of your common sense? I don't care what any degree someone has, what credentials they have. You cannot be talked out of your common sense. Come on, man. Seriously? It has to be a fear factor, intimidation, or just people are just so desperate to get back to their old life, which, by the way, is never coming back under any circumstances. They can give 100% of the world the medication. Life, it's not going back. That's dead. As you can see from all the new ones that they keep making, that from whoever's in the CIA basement with the recipe going ham, giving Dr. Fauci the heads up of when the new one's about to cut. Y'all can't, man. This can't be real life. I really see individuals on social media arguing, and this is why I was reluctant to make this, because it's just so common. You're not. Why do I have to talk about obvious things? Like, come on, man. What? But you know what? I'm not ridiculing anybody, talking down on anybody who chose to take the medication. By all means, whatever floats your boat, makes you feel more comfortable, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wish everyone the best. I pray for it. But I'm not going to under any circumstances, nor is my son. Unless, God forbid, someone takes me from this earth and I go home. But while I'm here, you try to put, it'll never happen. So I hope I was as respectful as possible and as concise as possible with this, and didn't offend too many people or anyone, hopefully. But y'all all have a blessed day, evening, and just be safe out there. And regardless of what anyone's saying, what people are saying, what the mass is telling you, think for yourself. And when I say think for yourself, examine all the evidence. Ask why. And keep asking why until you get an answer that makes sense. You can't just, it's slow, or you can't just tell me what's happening. I need something I need something of substance to prove what you're saying to me, to back it up. I need to know it's the truth. I can't just accept your word for it because you have whatever degree or credentials or experience. I don't care. I need to see something that makes sense to me. I'm not a mechanic, but I know when it's a problem with my car. You can hear things, you can see things, you can feel things, you can sense. I'm so glad I have not been given the spirit of fear, because fear has clearly gripped the world concerning this matter. And it's crazy how people are being led astray, pulled by the collar, tugged along, and being able to be told anything. As long as they're told that there's a chance that you can have this, you can get back to. That's all they got to do. And people are, okay, we'll go get it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, y'all. Please wake up, people. Please.